Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for being here. I want to cover some of the best blogging tools that you can use to grow your blog and keep your life as simple as possible. Hey everybody, my name is Michael Leonard and I'm the creator of Inspire Your Success and a full-time freelance writer. I've been blogging for about 3 years now, and I've found that there are some tools that are just absolutely crucial to making sure that you can maximize your time and not be spread too thin. Because I'm sure, as you know, as a blogger, you have a lot you have to do. You have to write content, work on your website, edit it, market it, and so much more. So if you don't find the right tools, it's really easy to get spread way too thin, get burned out, and maybe even give up. So I really don't want you to do that, because there's millions of blogs that are just unfinished dreams out there. So I want to share with you these 15 tools that I use, and I think it's going to be really helpful. So we're going to go into the site and actually show you directly which ones I'm using, so that way you can 10x your success and crush it as a blogger. All right, everybody, like I mentioned in the intro here, just want to really give you the best tools to help make your blogging a lot easier and really maximize your time. Like I mentioned in some of my other videos, I started blogging in January of 2016, so I've been at it now for about 3 years and really learned a lot about blogging and productivity, and just learning that as a solopreneur, you can only do so much with your time, so that is why your time is precious. So I want to make sure that you have these tools and apps and other products that I use to help you speed up success, because at the end of the day, most people start blogging and they quit because they don't see results fast enough, they don't see an email list growing, they don't see traffic growing, and they're never able to really share their message because they give up on their business. And that happens to millions of blogs out there, and I don't want that to be yours. So again, use these tools, maximize your time, spend some money on your business, because again, it is a business. It's not a blog. The blog is just the front spot of it, but at the end of the day, this is a business. So to become a business, you need to spend some time and invest in it, so that way it can thrive for the long run. So here we go. So this is, again, an article, Best Blogging Tools on my blog, Inspire Your Success. So the first thing that I recommend is Bluehost. And I can't stress this enough, because Bluehost is a paid hosting software that you'll actually host your blog with. It is a small investment. It's a couple $100 a year, but it's one of those things where you just have to have it. If you try and go with a free route, it's going to be pretty much impossible to monetize it. It's not going to have nearly the amount of features, and it's going to run slow. You're not going to have support. So again, this is a business. This isn't a blog, so you need to really make sure that you're spending money on the things that matter, and it starts with the fundamentals. So Bluehost for the hosting software, and then I really always recommend using WordPress. WordPress is what the platform that the biggest bloggers out there use, and they are really, really consistent. I mean, I don't know any other blogger that is using any other tool. As you can tell here, I actually tried to use Weebly in the first year because it was a drag and drop. Seemed like it was going to be very easy to use. I was intimidated and lazy. I didn't want to learn WordPress, and it was a big mistake, because I had an article go viral that first year, and people came to this janky site, and it didn't have a good host, it didn't have a good theme, it wasn't SEO optimized. I mean, so many mistakes. So again, start with the right things, and if you look at any big blog out there, I can promise you they have paid hosting and that they're using WordPress. So recommend getting started on the right foot with those. And again, the next thing that is really just expanding on number one, which is a paid theme. Again, a lot of people try and skimp and go with the free route, and if you want to have an awesome blog that's visually appealing, that runs fast, that's easy to customize, you want to spend the money and have a paid theme on there. So I use the Genesis framework on my blog, Inspire Your Success. I think it looks very clean, a lot of white space. It's very easy to edit as well. and it's used by some of the top bloggers out there. So again, there's a few different ones that you can use. I want to say that the other one is Thrive Themes and Divi. So those are a couple other ones. I again recommend Genesis Framework. I think it was like $75. It's a one-time fee, and it's something that if you buy more sites in the future, you get a discount as well. But the main reasons that you want to use a paid theme, so that way your site can run faster, is one of the things. Because as I mentioned in the article here, your site speed is very, very important, because if your site speed is running slow, people do not want to stick around. Google actually dings you for a slow site and won't help you rank in search results. And as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, Google is my number one source of traffic because I really prioritize that over Pinterest, Twitter, and other social media platforms. So I really recommend that you have a paid theme so it runs fast for Google and for users, actually, for that matter, because no one wants to wait around for a site to load, but also that it's a very clean theme. That way it's easy to navigate and people don't have to really look around too much. All right, so the third thing is Elementor Page Builder. I wish someone would have told me about this as soon as I got started blogging, guys. It's there's a paid and a free version of this plugin, but man, it makes all the difference. I have a lot of drag and drop pages and posts on my site, and it's all done through Elementor. Again, it's easy to use. It's free. You can do the paid theme. I think it was like $50 for the year, which is more than worth it. Because I can create sales pages, video sales pages, all kinds of stuff with it. But again, can't express how important this is, because a lot of people get intimidated by the aesthetics and actually creating good-looking content and pages and posts. But if you have Elementor, it's a drag-and-drop plugin that you can use, and it makes it super easy. So it's kind of like having the Weebly and the other drag-and-drop providers out there within your WordPress site. So again, free is great, but if you want to have a few more features, I recommend taking a look at that paid feature as well. All right, so now that you have kind of the blog set up, it's hosted right, you have a theme on there, and you're building your pages with Elementor, I recommend now to figure out what your email provider is going to be, because the email list is so crucial to bloggers. As they always say, the money's in the list, and it's true. But it's more than just about getting money from your blog. It's really about building a community and getting really a tribe of like-minded people together and being able to connect with them on a weekly basis to share your content. So I blast out to my email list about 2 to 3 times a week, usually with new podcast episodes, new blog posts, YouTube videos, all that stuff. So that way I can always keep them in the know and help them learn how to make money online and learn the habits of successful entrepreneurs. And I'm able to do that because I use ConvertKit, which is my trusted number one email service provider. There's tons of different ones out there. You can use literally MailChimp is a free one. I think there's a couple more free side of things, but for me, I think it's $29 or $39 a month for ConvertKit. And again, if you're trying to really take this serious and you want to become a business, this is a no-brainer, because the more email subscribers you have, the more you charge or are charged each month, but you're also should be making more money because you have a higher open rate, or a bigger email list, so that way you can again sell your products, courses, and services to your list. But again, I didn't have an email provider at the beginning. Like I mentioned, I had a post go viral, and I ended up having this free plugin that I didn't even know was on there, and I ended up having like 1,000 people subscribed to my list that day, and I didn't even know it. And then when I actually figured it out 4 months, 5 months later, I tried to add them to my ConvertKit email list, and all hell broke loose. It was a terrible idea, and it was just one of those things where if I would have just had a paid service and not tried to be cheap in the beginning, I wouldn't have had to worry about it, and I would have had a way bigger email list when I got started. So again, please do not make this mistake that I did, because it can cost you thousands of dollars and maybe even hundreds of thousands of views, and you never really know. So again, get that email list. Take a look at the links down below for ConvertKit and some of the other products we've talked about already. All right, so another good one I really recommend is learning SEO. I've talked about it in so many videos. It's one of those things that if you really want to kill it as a blogger and you want to get consistent traffic, it comes down to making sure Google can find your content. And you need to learn how to write SEO content. It's not easy at the beginning if you don't have the right resources. But this course that I took, Stupid Simple SEO, man, it was a game changer. There is so much content, but so many great videos that literally taught me everything I know about SEO. And now I'm able to charge more as a freelance writer because I'm confident I can get content to rank. I obviously have my content ranking higher, which means I get more traffic and more subscribers and more people to sell products to as well. So again, you need to learn SEO because Pinterest is going to change, Facebook ads change, all these other platforms change. Not to say Google doesn't change as well, but a lot of these things are really tried and true, and it's just about creating epic content that people want to read. And this course shows you exactly how to do it. So the guy that created it, Mike Pearson, I think he makes about $90,000 a year from a passive income niche site that he really doesn't touch because he just has such good SEO content on there. So he's a very knowledgeable guy. He's very active in the Facebook group that comes with it, and again, shows you exactly what it takes to build links, get traffic, and so much else with Google. So big fan of that one. All right, so the second main traffic source I get is Pinterest, and I actually took a course, Pinterest Avalanche, by Alex and Lauren, who run Create and Go and another fitness blog, and they actually make over $100,000 per month from their blogs. So again, they're very, very savvy. They understand what it takes to drive traffic to blogs. And again, my whole thing is I just try and speed up success. So I probably could have learned Pinterest and SEO on my own, but again, I wanted the recipe, the secrets from people that are already doing it. And for me, that was buying the Stupid Simple SEO course and the Pinterest Avalanche. And again, these courses just hooked me up. I learned instantly how to create great content, how to make content go viral, understanding how to use group boards, and Tailwind, and so much else. So again, if you really want to get traffic and you want to drive it on a regular basis, you're going to need to learn Pinterest as a blogger, and you're going to need to learn Google. Those are by far my two biggest sources, and I really don't focus on anything else because those two have been so consistent over the past 18 months or more. All right, so now some of the plugins that I recommend and other things is, speaking of SEO, you need to make sure that we have a great plugin to help you. And Yoast is a free plugin that you can use, and it's very, very simple. You just upload it there, and then once you do it, it actually scans your post to make sure it's SEO friendly or not. So you'll actually add in your focus keyword there, and then it will determine if it's used enough times, if it's in the title, the metadata, if the keyword's just used throughout the text and in headers. So it makes it very, very easy to use, and it's super helpful. So I recommend doing that. It's a free plugin. It's a no-brainer there. But again, you want to make sure that site is SEO friendly and that each post has a focus keyword, so that way you're trying to get ranking on page 1 of Google so you can get some serious traffic to that blog. All right, another thing that I recommend is maybe look at some image sources outside of just some of the ones that you take on your phone, and actually going out and using stock images. And again, there's a couple of different ways. You have free options or you have a paid option. But to create an epic blog, it needs to be easy to read. And one of the easiest places to do that is to just have the text broken up by good photos and headers and short sentences, short paragraphs. But again, people want to see some photos on there. So I use these 3 sites to get photos. Deposit Photos, which is paid, Pexels, and Unsplash. And again, you want to make your blog easy to read, entertaining, and then you're going to need images for Pinterest as well to create pins. So you need to find some good image sources, and those are my 3 favorite ones. And again, Deposit Photos does cost some money, but I found a few different deals out there through AppSumo. So anytime you see an AppSumo deal for Deposit Photos, I recommend buying that one. It's just a good way that you can have a couple hundred photos for minimal pricing. Otherwise, it is a monthly cost. But again, Pexels and Unsplash are free, and there's other ones out there, but those are the ones that I use to create really good images for the site. All right, so once you get the images and you need to actually create the Pinterest pins, you need to have a photo editing software. And honestly, I just recommend using Canva. I know people use PicMonkey, I believe, and a few other ones, but as terms of free, I use Canva for like everything. They do have a paid option. I'm actually a part of that. It's $13 a month. But for the most part, you can just use the free one and get away with it. I use Canva for my blog, Instagram, YouTube thumbnails, and so much more. So again, canva.com is a free tool, and it helps you create images like this. So here's one, the pin that I made for this one. I just uploaded this picture, added my brand there, made the heading and then the subtitle there. And again, it's super easy to use. I absolutely love it. I use it for so much more than just that. So make sure you're bookmarking canva.com and using that on a regular basis. All right, so those are the main kind of courses and programs that I recommend, but I also really want to go over these 5 ways to organize and help you keep your content all in one place. Because again, I have worked for a lot of big blogs as a freelance writer, and now that my site and brand are growing, organization is key. And as you scale, and eventually if you hire people and writers and virtual assistants and editors and all this other stuff, you need to have systems in place to help you scale. And these are some of the tools that help you, and these are, again, tools that I've used on my own blog and then also with huge blogs that I work with as well. So the first one is Trello. It's a free tool, and basically you can just have different sections of this website, and it kind of breaks it down by projects and things you can do. It's a very, very easy way to stay organized and be ultra efficient because, again, the more efficient you are, the more content you can create and the more lives you can change. So recommend using Trello. It's easy, keep everything in one place, and you can just log in there on a daily basis or check out the app as well. 100% free and a great place to get started. All right, Google Drive is another one I can't recommend enough. I actually write all of my posts in Google Drive before I actually upload them to WordPress. If you have been blogging for a little while, I'm sure you've understand that sometimes stuff happens and you lose content, and there's nothing worse than writing 2,000 or 3,000 words only to have all of your content go away. So I make sure to always have it in Google Drive, and then from there I upload it to WordPress, so that way I have kind of a backup file. So again, Google Drive, just need a Gmail account. It's 100% free, up to 30 gigabytes, which is a ton of storage. And then if you want to go over that, there's a small cost, I think about $10 a month. But again, for 99% of you watching this, a Google Drive free account will be plenty. All right, 3 last tools to help you guys crush it as a blogger. 4 more is Tailwind. So Tailwind is a way to schedule your pins. I use that regularly to schedule out all my content for my site and all the tribes and group boards that I'm in. So Tailwind is just a way to make your life a hell of a lot easier and automate content. Again, it's once a week. I schedule out my entire content on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, etc., all throughout it. And again, it takes about an hour for me to do it for the entire week. And again, that is a monthly fee or a annual fee as well, depending on what plan you go with. But I'm a huge fan of Tailwind. It's actually the only one that is Pinterest approved. So they actually gave them the API, which is basically the back end of Pinterest. So that way they can sync them together. So it is the authorized way to schedule your pins on Pinterest. Another one that you can do, is Buffer. So I kind of combine those last two. Tailwind is just for Pinterest. Buffer is how I schedule all my content on a weekly basis, and I sync that with my LinkedIn, my Twitter, Facebook, and everything else. You can do Pinterest on Buffer, but I choose to do Tailwind. That just makes it a lot easier. All right, last two is Social Warfare Pro. They also have a free version, just Social Warfare. And again, this helps you schedule your content, have people share your content from your blog. So you'll notice at the top of all my blog posts, there are Social Warfare buttons for LinkedIn and Twitter and Pinterest and Facebook, so people can share them to their friends, share them to their network. You want to make sure you have this because that way you're always giving yourself the chance to go viral, getting as many shares as you can, and hopefully getting people to your site and really loving the content. And then the last one is Grammarly. Grammarly is a free Chrome plugin that you can use, and it's super helpful.
to help you edit your content, so that way it actually is like a spell check on steroids. It helps you with commas and a few other things that Google just doesn't have in Google Docs, so it makes sure to kind of do a second double check from Google Drive is what I do. And Grammarly is free. They have a paid one, but honestly I don't know if it's worth it. I've always used the free one and gotten plenty from it. And again, you can actually update it to your browser, and I have it right up here, so I can just hit that and it will spell check for me. So hopefully those 15 tools are going to help you as a blogger. Again, as a solopreneur, you can only do so much as one person, so it's about maximizing your time and understanding kind of what you can do and how you can schedule it in advance.
All right, guys, hopefully those were helpful. Again, there's plenty of tools out there, both free and paid, to make it a lot easier for yourself and to make it way easier to grow your blog, because that's the name of the game. And remember, blogging is very scalable if you can figure out ways to monetize your site through different online courses and affiliates and coaching and all these other things, but it's important that you're spending your time right. So see if you can use maybe 3 to 5 of these into your blog and see how they can hopefully help you save more time and make more of an impact. If you find one really helpful, make sure to leave it down in the comments down below. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. And if you want more of this kind of content all about creating online income and learning the habits of successful entrepreneurs, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss a video. Thank you again for being here, and I hope you crush it with your blog.